We are back on an episode of Well Said Podcast, and Taylor is back on the mic, which I'm so excited about. Today's episode is for anyone, transparently anybody in a relationship they're questioning, in a relationship that they maybe are unsure of, maybe not fully questioning, but maybe like, is there more out there? Maybe they just got out of a relationship. And honestly, anybody who needs a little older sister love, that's what today's episode is going to be about. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about things that maybe we wish we would have known when we were in them, things that we found out when we were out of them, and how that supports us into something healthier in the future. But of course, we'll start with updates. I'm excited to be back on the microphone. Taylor is freaking jazzed to be here. I talked about this in the episode that I released on Friday a little bit early, but I needed a little time off. I needed a little TLC for myself because you saw me. I was spazzing. I was spazzing. No big deal.
What was the last time? When was the last time you recorded?
Prior to Fridays.
Yeah.
I mean, probably sometimes late January. I think I took all of February off.
So you never had episodes going out?
No, not in February. Mm-mm.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
No, thanks for keeping an eye on things. Fucking idiot. Thanks for being a support. Just kidding.
Well, you were also revamping your social and doing the wellness group.
Yeah, and I went to Costa Rica.
Yeah, you have a lot going on.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know. But I hate not being there for people because I get messages from people a lot of like, you are my constant, like on Monday mornings. Like I really need you. Like, and I know that's not in a way of like, I need you to be there. I felt bad for not being there for people. That's all I was just saying.
You feel guilty.
This morning, I went to Red Cow and Tay helped me with a photo shoot. And Profeshi, shout out Profeshi if you're in Minnesota. They're like my favorite brand capturing photographers.
They're awesome.
They're amazing. Nick is amazing. Kyle's amazing. The whole crew is amazing. But Taylor was, thank God you were there to help me with the shoot. I'm turning 28. So I did a photo shoot about wellness and like being wealthy. So cool. And the whole idea is like behind the Wealthy brand is like, basically we are so self-obsessed with being healthy right now that we're missing the point on what it means to be well, like wellness being, Taylor's holding up her Coca-Cola. We're missing the point. Like this is not supposed to be like be healthy and be obsessive. It's about be healthy and have balance. Mm-hmm. So what does it really mean to have wellness in your life? It means a whole gamut of things. It doesn't just mean having the best workouts and having the most strict diet in the world. No, that's not the point. The point is that you have friends and experiences and relationships, good or bad, transparently, that help you learn. And that's like kind of the idea of today's episode is like good, bad relationships. But anyway, the photo shoot was hilarious. Taylor came in. Were you slightly hungover?
I was.
Okay, got it.
From St. Patrick's Day.
Hey, I'm not judging. I went out the day before too. I just was in bed before, honestly, earlier because my tummy hurt.
I know.
I bopped around.
Well, I didn't go to bed super late, but I had my late night T-bell.
Yeah, true. Oh.
So there's the balance.
There's the balance, honey. But how was St. Patrick's Day? How was it going out like transparently single? What did you learn or what was different from like the last time you were single versus now when you went out?
I was so focused on just having fun myself. I was not looking at anyone, not trying to, I don't think I talked to one person that I didn't know. To be honest, I wasn't really trying to meet new people.
I know. Well, sometimes it's not about that.
Yeah. No, I was just having fun with some of my college girlfriends and her friends, and it was fun. I don't know. I think old me would have been trying to have a good time to like maybe show people or meet like a new guy or something, but I wasn't.
Yeah, like making sure you're like looking available at least to like meet new people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did not do that at all.
It's funny because I think as you go through relationships, you start to realize that not every time you go out needs to be like, oh my God, is someone going to find me today?
Yeah.
Like when you go to the airport, when you were young and you walk around the airport.
And you're like, I'm going to meet my husband.
Someone's going to see me as I'm getting my Starbucks at the airport. It's like, dude,
and every other girl is thinking that too.
Exactly. But it's interesting going out again after being in a relationship, being like, I actually don't need to go out to like meet somebody immediately. I actually just want to have fun with my friends.
I honestly don't think my person will be, I'm meeting them at the bar. And also, I haven't gone out. The last time I had gone out was for a friend's birthday in October.
Yeah.
And I didn't it's not like I had an amazing time, to be honest. I just kind of did it so I wasn't sitting at home like sad or something.
You mean this time when you went out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was a festive holiday.
Well, you just knew that you needed to get out and socialize to feel better. Would you say that your old relationship, you like prior to being in this past relationship, you would have thought the same thing about going out to the bars, like not really thinking that you're going to meet the person there? Like when I'm thinking about as I went through like different stages of my life and like me trying to be the older sister to people listening is like at one point I was thinking, oh, I'm going to go out and see if like, what if I meet somebody there? And then I went out, like, and then I dated somebody that probably I met at the bars. And then the next one I was like, well, like I'll go out and like just see if there's anyone out there and then, date someone. And then the next one you're like, I'm definitely not meeting someone at the bars.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you say that prior to dating the last whatever person
when I was
you dated,
single?
When you were single the last
time? Yeah, I probably
time?
definitely thought I'd meet someone there.
But now your idea of that has changed.
Oh yeah, completely.
Why?
Because my values. I'm going to probably meet them like at a coffee shop or at the gym, even though you don't really go up to people at the gym, but
you could
somewhere,
if you were interested.
Somewhere where it's valuable to me, not a bar.
Isn't that so freaking amazing though, and funny how the brain?
It's called the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is developing.
We found out women, we are 22 to 25. What did Nick say?
22 to 25. 22 to 25.
Yeah.
So I got 1 year left.
Hey, but no, it said in between those years. So you might be fully developed right now. You just
actually, no, not even a year because my birthday's in October and I'm 24.
True. Oh,
so what the hell? I could be fully developed
right now. Oh God,
that's
I hope not.
terrifying.
I think you got a ways to go. And I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But I'm proud of you because it is a very tough transition when you get out of something. I think we get so like worried about right when we get out of something, we're worried about how are we going to meet the next person or what if I don't meet the next person? But you're not healed yet.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if you were,
you
were the one that made the decision to break it off or if someone broke it off with you, there's no way that you can even think about being with someone again after it literally just ended a minute ago. You know what I'm saying?
I am not emotionally ready for anything.
I mean, you shouldn't be. No one, you need to spend time alone.
And what's actually cool, I was actually thinking about this the other day. A year ago, me would have kind of been thinking about the next person right away. And now I'm like, that appalls me.
Like to even think about dating the next person.
Yeah. I am not ready. Like I need time for me.
Well, how would you even be ready?
But it's just funny how you change. And I think I would have been like, all right, who's next?
Yep. Next up in line. You know what happens when you just pick the next person? And our grandma has said this, and we've said it in past relationships, but when you let the next person pick you, you're not picking them.
No.
You're choosing whoever the hell chooses you. And transparently, everybody listening is a badass biatch. So people are going to be choosing you. So why choose the first person that comes along that gives you attention?
Yeah.
If your like scale of wow, he's amazing, and on that scale you're using the ruler of he gives me attention, you need to reevaluate.
That's the bare minimum. Yeah.
That is like bare freaking bones.
Yeah.
If someone gives you attention, amazing. Especially if you're like, I really need a little attention right now, or like that, it's mutually like understanding that you're just going to use it for attention. But if that is what your gauge is for starting to date or seeing if, things could go further, you need to reevaluate. Like you need to get out a pen and paper and write down your values.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually want to do something really quick because I think this would be really interesting. Let's each say 3 values of a past relationship, like when we were single, like handful of times ago, and then 3 values of like right now in somebody that we would look for. I mean, and I'm in something, but I know what I was looking for when I found it.
Mm-hmm.
So like 3 past values that I had when I was like single, and it was, I wanted them to be really fun, really, really fun, like fun to go out with, fun. Like ideally they would always want to be out and like running around. I wanted somebody who liked to work out at least a little bit, like move their body.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wanted someone who didn't call me names. Does anyone hear what's wrong with that fucking list? Excuse me? What did I just say? Like that was literally my list after my bad relationship. Not, like how many years ago that was. What would you say your list was a little bit ago? I want you to genuinely like answer.
A year ago?
This helps people realize, oh my God, my
mine's kind of fucked. I'm not
God.
gonna lie.
Okay.
Mine was works out.
Okay.
Has a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And like has a good relationship with his mom. I'm not kidding. That was me like a year or two ago. I'm not kidding.
I remember you telling me those and maybe
and no, you know what I remember? I remember in a past, not my latest relationship, but in like some other ones a while, like 1-2 years ago. I remember Syd asking me, what do you like about him? And I literally was listing those things.
You listed those off. Like, I think one of the things was like, he has some nice clothes too. Like you dress well. I'm like, Taylor, holy shit.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard these days.
Yeah, fair enough. It does matter if you like style. Like you're like, oh, I want someone who like is well put together. That I totally understand that. But I was like, okay, what if those were the bare minimum to even be let through the window, to come up to the window. You're like, hi, let me take your order. Let me meet you. The values that I think we need to be thinking about, and I hope that everybody can kind of start thinking about, and Tay, jump in when you're like thinking of them, is, do we match each other's energy? Does this person make me a better person? Do they lift me up? Like, do I feel lighter when I'm with them?
Yeah.
Do they ask difficult questions? Are they non-avoidant? Like, I mean, I'm literally talking about all the things that once you got into a relationship in your past, what barriers have you hit that really ruined the relationship?
I think what comes to mind is emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
Like, can you have those like difficult questions? Can you have those hard conversations? Or also, I don't want to be the only one asking those difficult questions. I feel like that's happened to me a lot.
So are you curious?
Yes. I don't want to be the only one fucking asking the questions.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah. And then also, what was it?
I like that one though a lot though, because I feel like,
balancing, like kind of what you said, but balancing each other out. Like, can you, when one person's giving like a little bit less, can the other one balance it? And not like, I cannot with the tit for tat. That was the last thing that happened to me.
Tit for tat.
Tit for tat.
Can you explain what a tit for tat is? Because I know what that is.
Keeping tabs on the other person, and if they don't do something, then if you want something, it gets brought up. Like they're like, well, you did this. So.
Oh, I can't stand that bullshit. Yeah. And also, why are we not on the same team? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like that's huge too. I did not feel like I was on the same team in my past relationship. It felt like we were battling.
It happens though. I mean, we've all been in stuff like that.
Yeah. And I think, what you said, do they make you better? That is like, that's, I think, my new number 1 out of the 3 is, do they make me a better person?
I love that.
And do I want to be a better person? Like you should want to like impress them almost.
Yeah, exactly. Because they should keep you going up. If anybody makes you feel like you're going backwards, that's something I had to like really sit with and swallow, is like, when I look in my future, is it the biggest future that I could imagine? Or is it like a really small version that I think I'm going to be okay with? Yeah. Did you notice what I said? That I think I'm going to be okay with.
Yeah.
What? No, you should be like jazzed about your future.
Yes.
What a waste of time and energy if you're not like absolutely fucking hyped about what's to come.
And are they going to help you and support you pursue your dreams?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you have a lot of dreams. You have this whole podcast and everything. And Jordan does a great job of supporting you with literally anything. Yeah. Even like going to Costa Rica, like over his birthday.
He was literally like, you need to go. You've been talking about this all the time.
I noticed that and I'm like, wow, I want something like that. Where they truly want what's best for you. And they know you so well, and they want to like, he just wants to support you with your dreams.
Yep. And I think the hardest part for me, 2 things, was something that I always wanted was, I wanted someone that was always liked. And like, Jordan is not a bullshitter. He doesn't like care. And if he doesn't really think he's going to like, he's not, how do I say this? Not standoffish, but like, if he doesn't need to say anything or like get to know you because it's a quick passing, he's not going to.
Yeah.
And people are always like caught off guard by like, why isn't he overly
Because he's not a fake hoe.
Because he's not fake, and he's confident in himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always perceive that as like, oh God, he's not liked. Oh my God. But guess what? That's a me insecurity.
Yeah.
That ain't a Jordan insecurity at all. And he's not rude. That's not at all what I'm saying.
No.
He's just like, keeps to himself.
He's just not also a people pleaser.
No, not at all. But that was sometimes
Mm-hmm.
the things that make you uncomfortable and the thing that's in front of you that's different that you know is good is actually your fucking problem.
Yeah.
It was me that was the people pleaser. That's why it made me uncomfortable when people were like, oh, does he like me? Or like, why was he so standoffish? Or like, what's his problem? Like,
yeah.
Also, mind you, these are drunk people at the bar that I don't even like barely know. They were the people in passing when I was like going out a lot and like trying to find somebody out there. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh wait, I don't even care about your opinion. Why am I even wasting my energy on that?
No.
So it's just, I don't know. It's a lot of self-evaluation. When you're looking for the next thing, I want to be very, very, very clear with something. The next one, the one that you are knowing your values in, that's number one. You got to know your values. What am I looking for? What am I hoping for? Number two is feeling secure in yourself.
Yep.
And number three is, if it is different, it is going to feel different and it is going to feel uncomfortable. So here's where things went wrong for me. I kept dating things that felt familiar. Dating people, things. Whoops. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. They were guys, but they were little creatures. So yeah, sometimes they were things. But when you're dating someone that feels different, it's going to feel uncomfortable. But when you're dating someone that feels the same, maybe you are used to their patterns. Maybe you're used to that weird behavior. Maybe you're used to wow, this is really fun in the beginning and then it gets kind of crappy.
Yeah.
That will feel comfortable. It should not feel comfortable. If it's different, it will feel different. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like, yes, I do. I feel like in my past relationship, we did, in the beginning, at some point, it did feel like different because we were kind of challenging each other to be better, almost.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and then we went through a lot of different things and it got pretty toxic. But it did feel like good and different in the beginning.
Yeah. Well,
because it was like making me self-reflect on my, like, I was uncomfortable because I was being called out for my bullshit.
Which is good.
Yeah.
But it was uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
But
True.
that's because it was different.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good in the beginning and that's okay. But you're getting steps further and further along towards something that's better than what you've had ever before.
True.
And I always say this to my friends who are like dating and stuff like that, or like even my mom, transparently. I'm like, if it was easy, everyone would just be like remarried and redating, remarried and redating. So the fact that you're picky is a good thing. If you just matched with any old person walking down the street, we'd be like, what is going on? Like, it should not be easy to find somebody.
No.
That's super naive to think that it's just like, you snap your fingers and they're going to puff out of air. Like, what? No. So I want people to feel secure in that of like, I can take my time. I'm not going to miss them by not going out one weekend. I'm not going to miss them by taking the trip I really want to go on and not being here for a friend's birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't change your pattern because the person you're supposed to be with should literally like weave into your pattern. Mm-hmm. Like, even right place at right time. Like, that is exactly how it is.
Yeah.
Like, I was right place at right time with Jordan. I didn't change my pattern. My rule is I wasn't seeing anybody. Like, I've told that story before of like, I said I would only go on the boat if I can bring like 6 friends.
On his boat?
Yep.
Okay.
Didn't know him. I was just not interested in dating anybody. So I was like, I go, no, I'm not going. And my friend's like, you come, please. Like, he wants to meet you. And I said, no, I have a friend's birthday. So if I can't bring 6 people, I'm not coming. And she asked and he said yes. And so I went.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yeah. So I literally I was like, no, I'm not meeting anybody. I'm not changing my day. I'm not ditching my friend on her birthday.
Yeah.
I'm like doing this my way. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah. Just be true to you and the rest will follow.
Yeah, exactly. You made a good point. You were reading something before this. I really want you to share that because
that one,
you were kind of doing some self-reflection right before this about relationships. And transparently, like, the only reason I'm getting really pokey on Taylor is because I want you to see, maybe you're the person who doesn't have the older sister who's going to tell you how it is about a guy. Transparently, that's like what I've always been to everybody who's listening. And I'm not, even if I'm younger than you and you're listening, like, I think if you don't have somebody who's going to keep it real with you, you are at a little bit of a disadvantage. No big deal. But that's why I'm staying in your ears, being very kind of like straightforward, being like, no, we're not dealing with that shit.
And I know you're very hard on me, but it's for good reason. Like, it's because you care so much and you've also dealt with similar things.
I've dealt with so many potatoes that I'm like, you're not dating a fucking potato. Please, with that.
I just was writing down some things, but so every relationship, good or bad, is a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
It's all just like data gathering for what you truly deserve. And I actually learned the data gathering from my life coach at work that I go to. And she was saying, this is all learning. You're just gathering data for the next person.
Yes.
And relationships are never good or bad, or never a waste if good or bad relationships.
No, never.
It's never a waste. I don't think that, but
how would you know it was perfect if you've only been in like one relationship? Like you would have no other comparison to it. So like that's the same thing as you're going about dating and like going on dates even. Like I'm not even talking about like being in a relationship. Like going on dates is good. Even if they're kind of like, that was bad.
Yeah.
Well, now you know
just gathering
why
data.
It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that he picked his nose. Okay, well, that's your non-negotiable. There you go. Bingo.
The right decision doesn't always come with immediate peace, but in time it will make sense. That's a huge thing for our fellow warriors and overthinkers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, myself warriors.
Myself included.
Can we stay on that one for a second?
Yeah, because it's just really hard sometimes being the person ending it, or like you're both coming to the conclusion, but in like even getting a new job or something, like the right decision doesn't always feel like, oh, yep, that was the right decision. Like I'm good now. It's like,
well, what do they say about discomfort? What happens in discomfort?
You grow.
It's so stupid though, but it's so fucking true. Yeah.
It's just hard though, because sometimes I think, I don't know if it's my OCD or control, but I want to feel like 100% I made the right decision. But the reality is in life, you don't know.
You literally never know.
Which is kind of fucking scary.
But here's what I will say. If you're unsure, that's more of a no than anything else.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally either 100% for sure, and then anything lower than that is a no.
Because if it's not a hell yeah, it's a no.
It's a no. That's the truth though.
Yeah.
Like imagine if you're in something and I mean, if I'm in your ear right now and you're listening and you're thinking about your relationship and you're like, no, he's good, or like she's good, but like there's some things, whatever. I'm telling you right now, that unsure is going to build and build and build. But if you let it just linger, it's not going to go anywhere. Nothing's going to happen. You're going to stay in it. But what if you could be so sure about something? Like I want you to do some interflection, maybe write down why you feel like you might be unsure. Don't let them find the note, because that's bad taste. That's bad energy, bad juju. But like just make sure that you're for sure.
Yeah.
Because you deserve to be 100%.
And if you're not sure, you can also, do the things you need to do. And if you still feel unsure, then that can be your clarity almost.
I think I had told you that too. I said, give your 100% one more time. 100% of you one more time and just see what happens. Because then guess what? You knew you gave your all in a relationship, whatever one it is, or on a date or whatever it is that you're doing. And then guess what? You don't have to worry about you didn't give your all. You showed up as your true self. Mm-hmm. The only time it's your fault is when you don't show up as your true self. I told Callan that, I remember when she was starting to date and stuff again. I said, if you don't show up as your true self in a relationship, that's on you if they don't like you. Like if you're like, oh, I'm being clingy, I shouldn't text a lot, or like I usually would ask people this question, but I don't want to ask that. It's like, okay, then don't be mad when they don't choose you. Why? Because you're not showing up as your true self. Mm-hmm. You're being somebody else that you hope they like.
Some other ones, the importance of self-respect and not tolerating being treated unfairly or disrespected.
What are you rattling off right now though?
Things I've learned in this past relationship.
Okay.
Trust and respect are non-negotiables. Without them, your relationship won't survive. That's just the facts. You don't have to prove your innocence over and over and over and over and over.
Is that one hitting home? Yeah. Just kidding.
And love should feel safe, not like a constant battle.
Yep.
And feeling secure. And walking away from toxicity is strength, not failure. And choosing myself is the healthiest decision I can make.
Which one of those last ones was your biggest one out of the last four that you just read off? Or which one was brand new to your newest learning versus the other maybe relationships you've had in the past?
Choosing myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I did not feel, I don't want to get into all of it.
No, you don't have to feel.
No,
you don't
I'm
have
not
to
gonna,
go into details at all. I'm saying from your perspective and for you.
I don't know. I just think I'm at my frontal lobe is developing.
Damn.
And I'm just at a different spot where I'm not catering to men and like staying in something that isn't right for me. And I know it deep in my gut.
Yeah.
I think that truly the biggest lesson, and I'm still learning, is trusting my intuition. Because I knew for a while and when I was confused. And then from there, the confused state kind of just went downhill with the whole relationship because I wasn't putting in my all. Like I wasn't at all. And I just should have trusted my gut sooner. But I was terrified.
I feel like you needed a reason for it to be done. Like you knew you were a little bit confused, but you needed a reason. So you were actually like pulling back, but that caused more turmoil in the relationship. I think a lot of people do that. That is not singular to you. Yeah. I've done it. I think a lot of people listening can admit to that too.
Because it's hard to, it's really hard for me to let go of people.
Yeah, of course. It's painful.
It's really hard. I can stay on. I saw a funny video of this meme of a guy, a bull rider. And it's like when they tell you, when your friends are like, stop talking to your ex and you're holding on for dear life.
Wait, that's funny.
I think I sent it to you. But this relationship was a very big eye opener, more than I've ever had before. And holy cannoli, I have a lot that I've learned a lot. Cannoli. And I need therapy.
That's all right. We all do. Everybody needs a little therapy in their life.
I want to read this quote that I found too that you used to say to me all the time. 99% of your relationships will not lead to the relationship or marriage you want. Most of your relationships will help you understand what you don't want. This is why they were right in the moment to help you build the version of yourself you need to become in order to attract the person you can create a lasting relationship with. Which is so, so true. And another one, hard truth. Sometimes you will need to say goodbye to people who don't align with your evolution. Maintaining connections with them will keep the old and limited version of you alive. Nothing truly new can come in if you don't create space by removing the old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remove the old patterns too. Like if you can't see, like we've always said, and we've been talking about this a lot with Callan and stuff, is we always manifest what we already know to be true. Like we're thinking in this like old loop. Yeah. So we're like manifesting something and then we get something that's in front of us and we get a little excited because it's like, okay, someone's choosing me again. Yay. And it's like, no, you're badass and you're amazing. But that's step number one, is making sure that you feel good in yourself. Yeah. And now, okay, there's somebody good in front of you, but are you sure that you're manifesting what you deserve, or are you manifesting maybe what you've already had in the past? Like you have to start thinking in new patterns. Like I want someone who makes me feel X. I want someone who helps push me to do X. Like all of those things matter. Otherwise, you're just going to keep manifesting the person that you've already had. Yeah. Because that's familiar. You know it. Yeah. It's a weird little loop that we get into. You know what I mean?
I guess I have a question for you.
What?
Because my last relationship, I was not my best self. And there's parts in that relationship that I actually do not like about myself. I've talked about this with my life coach. I'm like, oh, I don't like when I did that. I don't like when I did this. Like I'm gathering that and I'm aware of what I didn't like about myself in the relationship. How do you know, or how did you know with Jordan that he was making you better? Because it's easy for people to say, oh, pick someone that makes you a better person. But how do you actually know?
When I was actually doing the habits I wanted to do versus just saying that I wanted to do them. Like when I've dated other people, I've been like, well, I want to drink a little less or like get into the gym, but then they just loop and loop and loop and they're in my head and then I feel guilty and then nothing happens. And actually we're going out a lot more and we're fighting when we're out and, you know, like these things. One thing that's different about me is I was actually doing the habits that I wanted to do. I also was like,
and he supported
that. Yeah. And he energized me to do them is what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, and he actually cared about what my things were. What were my goals? What are your goals? And I'm like, oh yeah, well, these are my goals. He's like, well, are you doing things to get them? And I was like, what the fuck? I'm just kidding. But it's like, oh shit. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I need to kind of like do something to get the goals. And it's like a team. And to be honest, what I was going to say before is it's kind of like a pyramid. Like the base is what you need to make sure that the structure is good. And in order to get into the bottom of the pyramid, you need to find somebody that has all the categories and things that make you have a solid base. Yeah. Then you go up again from there. But that doesn't mean that once you find someone that's good for you, that everything's easy. That's what people get confused about, is like, there's all these crazy, you date a bunch of people, you like try to find the person, but you need to find someone where there's like solid trust, communication, energizing each other. Now you're at the base of the pyramid. That is what you're looking for right now. Then you go up from there and it gets even more and more narrow. Can you communicate well? What happens in conflict? All these things. But if you're finding what happens in conflict doesn't align before you're even at the base of the pyramid, like in a good, solid foundation of relationship, broken, done. Get out as soon as you can get out. Or like if it's obvious that it's broken right away, do not try to keep pursuing it.
And I think that's what I noticed for mine.
Yeah.
Right away.
Probably.
Looking back, at least.
But that's okay.
And
it's okay to learn those things, though.
You should feel safe. Do you agree with this? You should feel safe to make mistakes within the relationship.
Of course. Yeah.
Because you're human.
As long as it's not harming the other person. Like, and you also can't get mad at them if they decide that is something they can't get over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if the mistake you made was one that like you really shouldn't have made, like whatever that is. For people listening, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that person that you're with decides that is one of their non-negotiables. They can't get over that. That's not up to you to be upset about them with, or to force them to forgive you either. So like, you have to be able to forgive yourself, and you have to be able to be like, dang it, why wasn't I all in? Why did I make that mistake? Was it because I'm not healed from my past relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Was it because maybe I like this person, but I actually know that they're not my person, and I'm still kind of keeping my eyes peeled for what's around me? Like, whatever the thing is that you did, but the biggest thing before the next relationship is you got to forgive yourself. You got to leave that shit at the freaking door. Don't bring your old shit into the new stuff. That's for freaking sure. And if you do, you learn and you move forward. You don't stay in the loop backwards. You don't keep wishing, what if I did something different? Well, you didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you didn't.
And
so we got to go forward.
You were kind of telling me there's a reason you didn't too.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of trying to say right there. I was probably not explaining it super well, but there's a reason why you didn't give your all in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe it wasn't the one that you wanted.
It wasn't fulfilling.
It wasn't giving you something. Yeah. But you need to figure out what that something is so that you don't get into the same thing again and start doing the same patterns of being 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
And I think I keep on seeing this on TikTok actually, of there are so many people broken walking around trying to find their person and not actually doing the work of healing.
Yeah.
And I'm promising to myself this time around that I'm not jumping to something else. I'm going to do the work to heal.
Yep.
And focus on myself. And then one day I will be ready for something else.
Oh,
but
I love that.
I really, and I know in my heart, it's something way different than before, like what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like consciously aware that I am not ready.
Oh, I love that though. That's good. That's good because you know where you are.
Like,
you're
hell
conscious
no, are you
of where
kidding?
you are,
I'm
though.
fucking traumatized.
Yeah, but you're not just floating around with your broken arm being like, anyone want to love me?
But that's
like a lot of people are at the bars. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
Literally, the TikTok was like, if more people did their inner healing and work, we'd have a lot less messed up relationships, because it's these broken people coming together and jumping into things when they're not healed at all.
People think that the most uncomfortable part is like being alone and like healing. That is super uncomfortable. But you know what's worse is being with someone that's also broken and you're broken, and then being in something like you're excited about and then breaking up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the healing part I think was the biggest part, the difference maker for me in the next step, because I was a bouncer. I was like, one relationship broken, next relationship broken, and I would just try to find something to fill my cup. Let me tell you, my healing journey was in the basement of my mom's house. I was sharing a bed during COVID with that freaking rat over there. Yes, you heard me right. We shared a bed. It was COVID, so depressing. It was just my birthday. And I was just trying to heal and like trying to be a better version of myself. And honestly, that part was extremely uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Like, what do I need as a person? I focused on myself. We grinded, we worked out. I just did my job. I really didn't do anything. And it was lonely, but I was like journaling and I was working out and moving my body and getting my base self back together.
Yeah.
And trying to catch myself when I was like, whoa. Are you excited about this because you're getting attention? Or are you excited because you actually want to get to know that person?
Yep.
That's two different things. Mm-hmm. So that uncomfortable healing journey was what made the difference for the next one, which happened to be the person that I'm living with.
How did you, being my older sister and watching me go through the past relationship, how was that, and how did you see me?
I didn't like it. I didn't like seeing you question yourself so much. I don't like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like some of the things you'd say, I'm like, what are we saying here? You just weren't making decisions like you normally would because you were nervous and trying to figure it out, which made me sad that you were unsure. So that's not on you. But I don't like when I know someone, you're not matching up because there's just too much turmoil happening.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could just help you get out and like give you a hand and be like, let's step out of this.
Yeah.
But I'm not the one that can make that decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that you're two bad people. You're two good people that just don't puzzle match.
Yeah.
And that's literally okay to just be not good for each other.
Yeah.
And like your trauma and his trauma didn't help each other's trauma. They kind of accentuated and the trauma and made it worse. So
it triggered.
Yeah, triggered.
We triggered each other.
Yeah.
And I think
not because you're bad people.
What I'm learning, at least with my life coach and like therapy, is those relationships are like, that was meant to happen.
Of course,
we were meant to trigger each other and to learn and to like go through that gross like things to learn about each other. And like maybe if it's kind of hard because I think when you get out of a relationship, you're like, oh, what did I learn? Like, why is it not making sense right away? But it will with time.
It takes
like
time.
I'll look back and I'll know why that happened.
Oh, of course you will.
Yeah, but right now it is a little confusing.
I just wish I could help people step out of it. But here's where the hardest part I think of all of this is now that you've stepped out of it is actually doing the work.
Yeah.
It's the cycle. So you can decide when you go back into the cycle loop if it looks exactly the same as before when you got out of whenever your last relationship was, or is this time going to be, I'm going to do a little extra work on myself. Oh, I caught myself trying to get validation from somebody else, or like someone telling me I'm cute and me getting excited and thinking that I'm in love again. You know what I mean? Like the cycle, you have to like check yourself and be like, okay, I'm going to consciously not be in that loop that I used to be in. Because the only way to get a different outcome is to create a different action.
Yeah.
Really, like that's the only way to do a different outcome.
And I think I'm in such a different spot now. Like I went out for St. Patrick's Day, but I don't go out. No. Like, and the old, like me a year ago did. So that was probably easier to like what you'd think meet someone. But I think, it's going to be lonely at times, but I have a lot of goals and like things that I'm excited to become excited about again. Yeah. Like I feel like I lost my sparkle.
You lost a little bit of light. A little. But now you get to put that energy into you. Mm-hmm. You know, what's interesting sometimes I used to think about was like, okay, what do I wish I could tell the person that broke up with whoever your previous ex was? So not the last one. Yeah. When you were dying and like feeling brutal and like, oh my God, obsessing over this person and like, it's so sad. What do you wish you could tell that person after that breakup?
That you're just going to be fine.
Literally.
Yeah. And you were, what you always say, Syd always tells me this, you were fine before you met them and you will be fine after. Like you were fine. You were the same Taylor.
That's what always
I mean, not the same, but you change and evolve. But
well, I always used to say that of like, okay, people are like, we dated for 6 months and we broke up. And I'm like, and it sucks. I'm like, of course it's going to suck. You got to know somebody you were excited about. But what were you like before you met them? And you were like, oh, I was this. I'm like, okay. You didn't even know who they were 6 months ago or barely, not like this. And you were fine. Yeah. So although you need a little time to heal, it's a little abrupt, I know, but you're going to be fine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to love yourself again and you're going to feel so damn good and you know more now.
I just can't imagine people that are dating for like 8 years. I would actually be in an insane asylum.
Well, but it doesn't bring out the best version of you, that's for sure. Yeah. Because I was in something for like 6 years or 5.
Like it does worry me for the future because I'm kind of a realist and maybe sometimes a little negative because I'm trying to protect myself. But it's really terrifying to think that like the next one could also be something that's going to hurt me.
But like, okay, it is. Then what happens? What already happened?
Yeah.
I mean, but like, what do you know what I mean? Like, why is that worth being afraid of? here's the thing is there was like a study that basically they did on the brain, and you're actually harming yourself more by worrying about it prior to it happening. And there's no change in worrying about something before it happens and it actually happening. You're still going to have the same feeling, thinking, like you're not more prepared because you thought about it and worried about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, if we can't control it, then what's the freaking point? And I know that's super easy for me to say, but it's like, if something were to happen, like God forbid for like Jordan and I, but like, I just have to keep going. Like I just have to keep my life going.
Yeah.
And I have to know that it's going to hurt like a bitch, but I can't worry about that right now when I'm enjoying my life.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I am happy and I know he will never hurt me and I know I would never hurt him. So that's what I can control. And we're going to keep chugging along. You can't worry about it. You start to just have to sit into it and be like, I'm here and I'm present.
And the right person, you won't worry about those things.
I never thought I was not going to worry. I never thought that. Remember how psycho I was?
Oh my God.
Because I was hurt so many times though.
Yeah, you had been through
and I was
a lot.
Insecure. But like
you were kind of psycho.
I totally was, but I'm like totally cool with admitting that.
Yeah.
And he knows I was.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I never thought I'd be the guy that didn't check the phone or like didn't freak out if like I saw his eyeballs go to a girl or like, you know what I mean? Like, and when you're with the right person, like they shouldn't be doing weird behavior anyway.
Yeah.
Like here's another thing. If they're acting shady, they probably are shady. Why are you with someone that's shady? That's not what you deserve. You deserve something more than that. So like, instead of like hyper analyzing behavior, like just look at the behavior. Is the behavior bad? It doesn't mean that they're cheating. If they're still being shady, that's shady. Like be done with it. If that's not in your values, get rid of it. Bye, bitch. I don't need you. We need to be more, so much more boss. We need to be more like, I am so much better and worth more than what this person is giving me. And I know you got to keep cheering yourself and you got to surround yourself with cheerleaders too. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Got to be with people that are like, honestly going to be real with you because we need to hear that, but also going to lift you up when you fall back into your habit of like, oh my gosh, maybe that person was good for me. Or like, maybe I made the mistakes or I'm the problem or maybe I should just get back with them or whatever the thing is. No, we're going to get you back up on your feet. That's the people that you need to find yourself around.
Yeah. And I feel good because I do have those people right now.
You do.
I do. And
you have good friends.
I have people I can text even or call and they'll answer.
But you have to utilize your resources.
Yeah. Sometimes that is true. You have to remember that that's what, like right now I need to lean on that to help me.
And you're going to. It's just, it takes a little time to get used to it.
I kind of like when you have your perspective on it.
On what? Which part?
Just like what I'm learning from this too.
I feel like
I like listening to your perspective.
It's my sister, so I'm protective over her. And like, I'm not going to let anyone, like, it's not that I can't let them do anything, but I'm just like, I'm going to help you, be like nudging you with my elbow, being like, dude.
And also,
what the fuck? That's not normal.
Side note, you never like kiss my ass. Like you always
dude, that thing be tootin'.
You always like are very like, if I'm in the wrong, you'll let me know. It's not like you're,
and
you know what I
mean?
Like,
way.
Yeah, but like sometimes family people think like, oh my God, of course it's their sister. Like she'll take your side, but no, really, we're very real with each other.
We're like, no, you were being a little cuckoo banana.
Yeah.
Like that was a little weird.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I just feel like in dating, early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, like you just have different stages. And whenever you find your person, it just means that's your time. It doesn't mean that there's like a timing for everyone that we need to find them by. It's just like, it's your timing or it's not. It's dependent on your maturity level. It's dependent on what you're looking for, or maybe how truthful you were in a relationship to yourself. It's, like be kind to yourself. It doesn't have to be now. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't mean any of those things. I hate that you compare what you are looking for to me in Jordan, because nothing will ever look like that.
Yeah.
That's ours. I've been through shit. He's been through shit. That's why our shit works, because we came together at that time. So I don't want you to just go looking for the thing that looks similar or you think is good for you because you're looking at something else.
Yeah, and I think that's what I did.
And sometimes that's kind of what I'm getting at, is like, you go have fun. And then if something falls in your lap, that's great. But as long as you're being the best version of yourself, like shit will happen that's good to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to, if you're like, oh, you're being a little cryptic, Syd, it's like, I'm not ever going to like shit on someone she's dated because that's just not appropriate. Nor did I have any reason to crap on him. He was a good person. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody that we've dated. I'm just saying, I'm trying to like help you see what I saw, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're ever confused about your relationship, you've got people around you that will listen. Even if it's hard for you to be honest, just say, I need you to be an ear right now. I don't need your opinion. That's a number one. Addressing those things is going to be huge. And then if you're still confused, use the lens of, if my brother or sister or mom or like aunt or whoever you're really close with was dating someone in this exact position, what would you say about the relationship? Would you be like, oh God, that's really not good? Or like, oh God, I would be questioning that. Or would you say, no, that's a really good relationship? And the chances are, if you're questioning it at all, there's something to be questioned.
Yeah.
Sit with that and think about that, and maybe start journaling maybe your out strategy. Because I make an out strategy before I leave. I'm like, let's find the exit. Let's figure this out. How do I feel? What would I feel like if I was without this person? And then actually doing it doesn't feel a little bit as scary.
Yeah.
You know, because you're like, okay, if I thought I knew I was going to feel shitty. I knew that. I'm aware, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited for you for what's next. Like, and I hope that this was a little bit, I don't know, helpful for people to listen to, because whether you're in something now or you're coming out of something, or wherever you are, you're thinking about dating again, just maybe hopefully this gives you a fresh lens on what you're doing for yourself and inner reflection that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel? Is there anything that you would want to say to yourself when you were deeper in it, like a month ago even, or something like that? Or when you were nearing the breakup that you wish you would have known or wish you could say to you?
Listen to your gut, and the right decision doesn't always feel good in the moment. And trust is huge, and I don't think it ever was a foundation for myself and that person from the start.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was ever like, almost like a flower. The flower could never grow.
No.
Because it didn't have what it needed.
That poor little flower.
It was dying.
It was broken before it even grew. God damn. Someone had already cut that little flower off.
I wish them the best and will always care. And it is hard now, but I know time heals.
Yeah. And hopefully you'll be friends eventually, or like be able to be around each other or whatever. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll heal and it'll be time later. Like, but it's not a now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a now.
Yeah.
Literally. That has to give you enough. And if they found someone, you know, before you came back together, if that's like what you are always like obsessed with, of like, well, maybe we'll come back together, but like, what if they find someone? It's like, then that is not your person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guarantee that by the time they find someone, you're not going to want to be with them.
Yeah.
Because that's not your person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so easier said than done, but I'm just saying, like, God, I hope I'm in your ear when you're questioning yourself. Like, I hope to God it's me, this Nat, this guy who never gets off a soapbox, in your ear being like, you are that bad bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Get your head out of your freaking butthole and wake up. You are so badass. You've got this. Stop finding your value in a significant other.
Yep.
Find your value in yourself, for God's sake. I love you. Okay? That's your anthem. That's what you're going to keep saying. Speaking of anthems, Nick, the photographer today, showed me some songs. When you're feeling poopy in the morning, he has been listening to, it's called Chris and Teeb, Teeb. And the song is called Wake Up. There's another one called Best Self, and there's another one called Money. And they're basically like, how do I explain this? What do you call it when you're saying something repeatedly?
Affirmations.
To like, affirmations. I couldn't think of the word. Like, there's a wake up one where it's like, wake up, you're gonna have the best day ever, and it just repeats it in your subconscious. And my mood like boosted.
Wait, can you send me that?
Yeah, I will. And it's just a great way to start the day. I'm going to start the day with these because affirmations are proven to make different patterns in your brain because they change the chemistry of your mind. Because when you're thinking sad thoughts, you're getting, sadness released into your mind and into your body. But when you think good thoughts, your brain naturally gets more excited, happy, uplifting. So affirmations are legit. So I'm going to listen to those and see if they help me in my mood. That's kind of what I've been obsessed with lately. And my calendar, because I got my calendar figured out. Thank God for Jordan, because I was
What do you mean?
absolutely suffocating in my calendar. I had like 7 calendars and none of them were accurate to each other.
Wait, like planners? I'm confused.
Well, I used to have a written calendar, and then I had my work calendar, and then I had my Google calendar for my personal, and then I had my Google
And do you use
for
your
my
phone
job.
calendar?
Well, that was one of my calendars.
Oh.
None of them talked to each other, and none of them were accurate. Because then I'd be like, oh, I double booked myself.
Oh, yeah,
Oops.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot that I had this thing, and now I don't have time because whatever. He helped me do one singular phone calendar, color coordinated. Holy F. I feel alive.
Really?
And I've been saying to myself for like a year that I wanted to get my calendar like figured out and like schedule blocks for my day, but it was so suffocating because I felt like I'm never going to be organized. I don't know. I was just in my head. Don't ask. I don't know why it was so hard for me. I feel 10 times better today than I have in a long
look
time.
at that. He helped you do that.
Yeah. Well, he also was sick of me double booking shit. And he was like, you said you were going to be home. Why weren't you home?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it was booked till 6:30. He goes, but you told me you'd be done at 4:30. And I said, well, my one calendar said I would, but the other one didn't.
I just put everything in one planner.
Well, you're good about keeping your planner with you, but what if that thing lit on fire? Bye-bye.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
I don't know what's going on.
Everything's gone. Just kidding.
I'm sad that we couldn't be fun this episode.
No, it's okay. I think some episodes will be fun and some won't. I think we
Yeah.
can have a fun episode in like a week or two.
I couldn't be goofy.
Goofy,
We were getting in
silly.
the depression hole.
I know, but imagine the people that you're helping out
yeah.
there
Yeah.
that needed to hear this today.
Yeah. True.
Well, let's finish with something fun. Let's think of
What's
like
something funny that has happened? I need
either
something good.
funny that's happened or something that you're like obsessed with right now. That's kind of hilarious.
Oh God.
I'm obsessed with throwing shit away. Do you know how many
But Syd, I'm so good. You gave me the best compliment.
What?
The other day, Syd goes, because I was going to bring my clothing to that one event to sell it. And she's like, you don't need to do that. You literally throw out shit all the time.
She's the epitome of no clutter.
No clutter, no hoarding, nothing.
It's because sorry, mom. Our mom holds on to a lot of shit. And we're like, yeah, get rid of it. I had, guess how many? 45 boob pads in my bra drawer. The boob pads that go 45? In like workout shirts. 45.
Oh, God.
I looked at them the other day and I go, what is this?
Wait, also, why did you
kept
count
like
them?
5. Well, because it was like 2. So I kept like counting them on top of each other, like finding matches. 45 boob pads. That's horrific.
That's terrifying.
So I threw those away. I've been obsessed though with donating or selling or like getting rid of things.
Yeah. I always do that kind of on the side.
You're so good at that.
Because I hate staring at it in my closet.
It
bugs
feels
me.
like physical things actually give me weight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because when I was at my worst in my mental health, physical things were like what I wanted. I wanted more clothes. I wanted to buy more, collect more. It's really weird.
I used to be like, I went through a phase like maybe 3 months ago of like buying a shit ton of stuff on Amazon and clothing. I don't feel that need at all anymore. What happened to that person?
I think it's just you focus on different things and you're ready. Your brain is like, I don't need that to hit dopamine.
I don't even buy anything.
Yeah.
Except for food.
Yeah, because we don't have the means to.
Yeah, wait,
also,
I'm not like I'm sitting here
I'm
on
like,
a pile
I don't
of
have cash. So
yeah, but I don't like have an urge to like get a new cute top. Like I don't give a crap.
I mean, my batch is coming up. I don't give a crap,
man.
I don't give a crap. I feel like something I've also been obsessed with lately is my skin. And
yeah, your skin looks so
looking
good.
10 out of 10.
I
could cry. I literally could like squeeze my eyeballs and have a tear. That was?
Yeah,
what was
wait,
it?
why
bad
now?
Gut health.
Oh yeah.
Touching my face incessantly.
You're a picker.
Not washing my hands and washing my phone. Like my phone I wipe down my phone with rubbing alcohol every like few days now because I have it for my like
not washing
face
your hands
mask.
after you went to the bathroom.
No, I always wash my hands. Don't. You're such a turd. I just mean like I like touch stuff and then touch my face.
Oh yeah.
And then don't be fucking fooled on Amazon. Oh, get a zit tool. It's so good for you. Get a zit tool and tell me you're not like trying to pick your face every fucking night. And then you're like, why do I have zits? Because you're touching and annoying your skin.
Yeah.
And then you're squeezing this thing and that irritated this other pore. Now pore got broken.
Aren't you technically not supposed to squeeze a pimple?
Correct.
Well,
then,
God knows I'm not doing that. I'm gonna squeeze it.
I go and get a facial like one time and I see that she's using tools. So I go and order the tools off Amazon. What do you know? My skin flares like a motherfucking balloon. It's like,
I feel like you get facials a lot.
Yeah, now I do because it's helping my skin so much.
Oh.
And they say that like in order to have really like great skin is like to get your skin balanced again is having different types of facials. I'm not just getting like a hydrofacial. I'm getting like a peel, or I'm getting her to look at my skin, and she also looks at the pores. I don't touch them now. And if there's a pore that's clogged, she can medically like remove it without squeezing or popping or creating like a fucking little like what's this called? Like an army of zits right up here in my forehead. Yeah. Because that's what was happening because of me. Mm-hmm. Psychopath. So revision, little Botox, little facial situation, not touching my face. Revision skincare has been working really good for me.
What is that?
I get it through Lydia. It's like a medical grade skincare, but not super harsh. Otherwise, there's one called like Skin Fix or Skin Fix.
I don't know. I'm not up to date with all that.
Well, if you don't need it yet, don't even bother. Yeah. Like I literally needed it because I used something so strong. My skin went wackadoodle. And that was almost about a year ago. Jesus. That's how long I struggled with my skin.
Oh my gosh.
One whole year of like, I can't get it together. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, the biggest difference I made was literally just having 2 days of the week exfoliating and not touching my face.
Were you really touching it that much?
Yep. Every night. It was like a little therapeutic session. I would go into the mirror and I'd look at myself and I would look at my chin and I'd just start going squeeze down, squeeze down, squeeze.
Motherfucking
What's
down.
That squeeze? Oops, that was nothing. What's that squeeze? Oops, nothing. And then all of a sudden it was flared and it was horrible. That and no egg. I haven't been eating egg at all.
Thinking about eating eggs makes me want to yak.
Yak-a-doodle, but they're in everything.
Oh, then I do eat them. But like making them, I'm like, I do go through phases as well with eggs. Yeah, because I used to make omelets all the time in college.
I know.
And like throw some feta, onion, peppers. Like that sounds
Eggs
good.
are for summer, not for winter. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe I'm going to be ready for them in summer. Who knows?
Dear love of Jesus.
What?
I cannot wait for sunshine.
Holy
and warmth.
Fucking A. With a little sun in my buns. Oh my God.
And the lake days. Oh, and then we have her batch coming up in May.
I know.
That's going to be really fun.
The theme is Gone MIA, by the way.
Because Miami,
so
get it.
It's going to be really fun, though.
I'm so excited.
We do have one more thing to look forward to. I'm going to put out like basically all my events. They're going to be small after this for the rest of the year. So they're going to be very like 40 people max at the next
So you better freaking get your tickets.
Actually, there's going to be a few that are a little bit bigger, but they're not going to be like extravagant events like the one that I'm about to put on because I just don't have capacity. Yeah. Through the end, it's my wedding year. So April 5th, in my bio, you can buy a ticket. It is going to be epic. It's at the Hutton House. And the Hutton House is it's a wedding venue basically, or an event venue. They're amazing partners. So they're helping me do everything. But every ticket includes a free drink. You get free B12 shots and discounted Botox. $10 a unit. By the way, that is absurd.
Really?
That is cheap. That is like, you will not find that anywhere. Nowhere. Wow. Because 2 girls that who I hired are like coming to do it. We're still working on the other vendors. I don't want to say it until it's 100% locked in, but it's going to be, there's going to be free food. Everybody gets free drinks. And then you're going to hear founder stories of Minneapolis women who have done the shit that you want to do, have been putting themselves out there, started a business, took a risk, all the things that I think we are not around enough. I'm going to get you around them. That's why Head in the Clouds is the theme, because we have our heads in the clouds. We're always dreaming of things, but we're never getting in the right room with right people. Yeah. So I'm going to host a founders panel of those women, and I'm going to invite a bunch of them too, so that you can meet other founders at the event and just have a good time, get some free stuff, get a drink, get some food, and also just indulge a little bit, like have fun. Talk to women who are in the same life process as you are wanting to expand. Everyone at that event is going to be expanders. Just like all my girls that were in my challenge were all people who wanted to expand. Yes. You're around people that help you expand, and then you're around people who are expanders, meaning they're actually actively trying to expand themselves. Mm-hmm. That is who is going to come to this event. Okay? Yeah. So that's April 5th. I'm so jazzed. I love it. And I'm also launching a hat there. So
Oh yeah.
And a little surprise.
Are you still doing the matching set idea?
Like having for people to wear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mention that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say that. So I'm wanting everybody to wear just like their favorite matching sweat set, because I think we're so used to like going to things and having to dress up, and there's a lot of pressure. Like you want to feel your best, look your best, but why don't we just all just wear matching sweat sets and just like,
I just fucking
have
love
a
that.
fucking blast.
Like that's so awesome.
Well, because it's fun to just be chill. Like just wear whatever the hell you want. Like,
and like
be comfortable.
You can still be professional.
Yeah. We don't need to be perfect. Wealthy is about being balanced. It's about like being around the right people, we're going to have snacks that are healthy and snacks that are not healthy, air quotes.
Yeah.
Like there's no such thing. So just let's have some balance in our life and let's dream a little bit and let's go to this event.
I'm so excited.
Thanks, friend.
Yay. And now we need to plan for your birthday.
I know.
We need to make a res.
I know. We better do that right now. Everyone, I hope you had an amazing time on this episode. I'm so excited for season 3 because I just feel like this is where I want to be. Oh my God, that rhymed.
Wait, season 3?
I'm making the season 3 of the podcast.
Oh.
I started a new season because I just wanted to have a new leaf turned.
I love that.
I felt like it was time to just, something's changing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You can feel it?
I can feel it. Yeah. I just knew it was time.
And I hope that us talking about relationships helps someone out there that's struggling or feeling confused or recently out of one.
Yeah.
I hope it's helpful at least a little bit.
I
And
agree.
I'm sorry that I wasn't that fun.
Why?
I don't know.
Who fucking cares? Guess what you're doing? You're just doing your best. The merch!
And I'm wearing the hat because my head is greasy.
Yeah, she's got a little grease under there and that little scalp of hers. I only have a few hoodies left, so buy them now if you want them, because otherwise they're gone with the wind, dog. Okay, I love you. I gotta go. I gotta go to the gym with my bae.
We're gonna be funny soon.
We'll be so funny and silly and goofy soon. But until then, we love you, and follow me on Instagram. Let me know what you want to hear, and I love you.
Love ya. Bye.